Hello, beautiful spirits. Um, there's a lot going on nowadays, and I feel like COVID has truly exposed exactly what God has wanted. And that is a word that starts with a V that nobody is really too cool with. And that word is vulnerability. And with vulnerability comes awareness of what's around you and awareness of yourself and the relationship between the two. And I just feel like COVID has exposed all that. It's exposing and making us aware of what we put into our bodies. It's exposing, who our real friends are and our real family is. It's exposing what friends and family, what that even means, because it's a serious time. It's exposing, who we consider to be around, what we consider to be around. It's exposing what we give our time and attention to now that we have the time to pay attention, because we're not surrounded by mass weapons of distraction anymore. I feel like it's giving us, we're seeing a lot of things of this world that we didn't see before. Like it's making very vulnerable the infrastructure of our economy. People are learning stuff about the ways our economy works that they never knew before. It's exposing people's personalities. You're seeing people paying more attention to governors now than any before. They're paying attention to like every level of government on federal, state, and local. Like people are really paying attention. They're really seeing how everything monetarily trickles down from the top down and bottom up. And it's just showing vulnerability on everybody's behalf, and it's showing how people are able to deal with that. And you're seeing a lot of beautiful things happen because of it, and you're also seeing not so beautiful things happen because of this vulnerability. But I think when I really think about it, that's what I feel like COVID in a spiritual sense is for. Like everybody's like, why is this happening? And people want to label where it came from, even though we know. But conspiracy theorists want to be like, oh, it was this and that and X, Y, and Z. And at the end of the day, it's just a virus that came from an animal, which is if you look at history, people are acting like this hasn't happened multiple times in history. Multiple times. I don't know why people are acting like this, history doesn't repeat itself. But I just feel like from a spiritual perspective, it's asking everybody to be vulnerable, and it's giving people time to be vulnerable too. Like this whole shutting stuff down thing just brings people, even the ones working at home, they still got just time on their hands, time to understand the realities of their situations. And there is no distractions to help them escape. I mean, sure, yeah, there's Hulu and Netflix and YouTube and social media and all that, but there's only so much time that you're about to devote to that stuff before you want to put it down and just be like, I need something else to do. You know what I mean? But there is really nothing else to do. So then you wind up having time to review yourself and review your family and review those dynamics and communication patterns. And then you got time to see what you're really like without mass weapons of distraction involved, and really wonder if you're cool with that, if you're okay with who you are outside of daily distractions of work and school. Even though I know people are still working and still going to school, I just feel like the time to be with yourself and with your family is very evident more than ever right now, and it's showing really how people truly are, because they ain't got nothing but time to realize and focus on it, and in doing so, I just feel like there's a lot of vulnerability happening that people, you know, weren't used to, they're not fully accepting of. But like, yo, COVID is here to stay until we accept it, until we accept the vulnerability of the fact that, yo, we can't do everything on our own, and everything's not in our control, you know. And like, it's freaking a lot of people out that like so much of this is out of their control, like all of it is out, darn near out of their control. It's freaking people out. So there's so much out of their control. And then on top of that, you got to be, you have this awareness now that has left you extremely vulnerable just to yourself in this world and to yourself with others, you know. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, how are you gonna act? You know, how are you gonna handle it all? How are you gonna use this time effectively? And whether that means with that side project that you've always wanted to do, and or that hobby you always wanted to accomplish, or getting closer with God, or getting closer with your family, or settling things that you've been running from, demons that you've been running from. You know, like, you got nothing but time now. Everybody always complaining how they never have enough time to do X, Y, and Z and this and that. Well, now you do. So what you gonna do with it? You know, because what you do with it is really a defining factor on your identity. You know, you ain't got no more excuses. You ain't got no more mass weapons of distraction. So like, what are you doing with your time? Like, I've been talking to certain people, like, yo, some people have just been getting high this entire time. And it's just like, so when you take away all like the reasons that they've ever told me as to why they're getting high, and now those reasons aren't even in the equation anymore, and you're still getting high, like, what does that leave you in your identity? You know? Or there's certain people who's like, yo, their kids are driving them insane, but it's really the first time that they're really with their kids as much as they've always wanted to, or some they don't want to, but they're really with their kids, and they're like really seeing things from a perspective that they would never even had the time to really see it at and dissect it at. And it's the way how they're handling it, whether it's with the relationship with their wife and their children, or if they're a single mother or father, it's just them and their kids, and how they handling it is like, it's really kind of beautiful to hear people's testimonies. And it's just like it's just leaving everybody in this vulnerable state. I really feel like, from a spiritual perspective, it's leaving people in a vulnerable state. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing, because it's exposure, it's explosion, it's really exposing people. So I don't know, beautiful spirits, pretty much what I'm saying is, what are you doing with your time? You know? And is that what God wants for you? Because you already know he sees us as glorious. He sees us as his child, and if he's the king, he's looking at us like many kings and queens then. So you know he has more than ever what you could ever expect for yourself. So it's like, are we even giving half of that? You know, are we even giving half of that? What are you doing with your time? And are you really being vulnerable with yourself, who you are, and with others that love you or who don't, you know? And, you know, use this time productively and effectively, spiritually. And if you don't know any of those answers, ask God and listen. He'll give you signs. He talks all the different love languages. Whatever your love language is, he'll talk to you in it. Like, he'll hit you with all the different kinds, okay? So, because he knows them all. He created them. So, like, I don't know. I just hope that you know, even me, I'm going through the whole vulnerability thing, and like this COVID thing is exposing stuff about myself that I'm just like, I needs to work on that, you know. And some things it's like, yo, I'm really down on working with it, and then there's other things where it's just like, I don't know, I don't want to touch that right now, but like those are really the ones that I need to like make a priority. And I don't know. I just felt like I had to share that. I felt like I had to get it out there because I feel like there's so many questions from different people about why COVID is running rampant. Why hasn't there been a cure yet? When will there be a cure? What are the numbers of its expectations to rise or fall? You know, like there's all these questions. And I don't know, I feel like I'm just seeing things in the spiritual, which a lot of times when it's in the spiritual, things are real simple. Everything that looks real detailed and like complex in the spiritual becomes extremely simple. And in the spiritual, all I see is God like, yeah, this world had to become a lot more transparent because it was becoming really fake, with a lot of people hiding who they really are and truly are, and not wanting to ever address and acknowledge what's actually happening in front of them, whether it's bad or good. So yeah, here's something now where that's making you guys out of your control, having to be vulnerable, having to be aware of who you are, what you are, coming down to what you're putting in your body, who's around you, and all that. And that's important, and it's been important, and it's been something that, whether you're Christian or any other religion, or even if you're not a religious person, like, yo, I'm sure you've had some type of parenting that has told you, like, be careful who you keep around you, you know? So, like, and every sacred text has said that, like, be careful who you keep around you. Be careful what you put into you in terms of eating, or even sexually, or just anything. And it's like I feel like everybody just got a piece of humility. Like, everybody just got a piece of humble pie. Like, yeah, you're not so big and tough. You're not indestructible. You're not, you know, you're not a superhero out here and immortal. Like shit is real. And sorry for cursing, but it's real. And you know, you can't just pretend anymore, and you can't just distract yourself anymore. Like, it's boom in your face. And how you gonna act? Like I said at the beginning, how you gonna act? Because how you act during these hard times is really, really what truly is your identity. So, I don't know. I just had to put that out here. Normally my videos ain't that long, because I feel like if you got ADHD like me, like this joint going on 13 minutes, I never even click on anything past like 5-6 minutes, just because my brain don't got it. But so I normally try and keep it lower than that. But yo, it's real out here, and it's realer than 6 minutes worth of content. So if you stuck through, appreciate y'all. And if you're going through hard times, I got y'all in my prayers. Even if I don't know you, I'm still praying for you. I'm still praying that things get better. I'm still praying for prosperity, blessings, and peace over you and your family, and globally. I don't care what your race, your background, where you're from, praying for you and hoping that you make it and you strive out here. Okay? So, yeah. Peace out, beautiful spirits, and keep your head up.